Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Bob Rutherford, Vice President of Operations at FalconX, a digital assets prime broker for institutional investors, to discuss regulation of digital assets, tokenization, the true value of AI, and risk management. Bob, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me, Jill. Excited to be here.
You got it. Why is crypto regulation critical for the U.S. to remain competitive in the digital asset space?
Yeah, FalconX has a unique perspective in that we're a global company. We have offices around the world, and we work with a number of regulators. What we're seeing is a bit of a Brussels effect. We're seeing other regulators take notice, develop fit-for-purpose legislation that addresses the unique aspects of digital assets. As a matter of fact, about 90% of the G20 have adopted fit-for-purpose regulations. And what this means is we're seeing companies move offshore to avoid the ambiguity that exists here in the United States. And we're talking about 4 million good paying jobs over the next 5 years. And our percentage of that market share of jobs in the US has decreased 11% in that time. And at the same time, we're seeing an increased adoption by users here in the US. Over 50 million people have access to digital assets in the US, and they're voting with their feet. At the same time, the US market share for daily traded volume has declined 50%. So for all of these reasons, good paying jobs, continuing the US's sort of leadership role in financial services around the world, and ultimately protecting customers. If we don't bring these activities back on shore, our regulators can't provide the guidelines and the support that we're used to from financial services regulation here in the US.
Tokenization of real world assets is a key focus in digital assets. Are you starting to see that become a reality?
Yeah, it's a very exciting time. The whole purpose behind founding FalconX was really that we believed that blockchain and tokenization could have a meaningful impact on the global financial services market. Digital assets, cryptocurrencies, if you will, really just sort of the first use case, the first killer app, if you will, that we've seen come to fruition. And now we see some of the largest financial institutions in the world developing their own tokenization platforms and contracts, instruments for real world assets. We're seeing money market funds be tokenized, repo agreements, other mutual funds. Each of these is $1 trillion a day market opportunity. And as these companies, these traditional financial institutions around the world see the benefits of gaining access to markets on a 24/7 near immediate basis in a borderless economy, there will have to be a cascade of others who just simply to compete have to adopt tokenization. And FalconX has been at the forefront of working with these financial institutions to develop the infrastructure and the technology that will power this next wave of financial services innovation.
Bob, what's the true value of generative AI, and how is FalconX leveraging the technology?
Yeah, FalconX actually developed their own generative AI model internally, sort of built on our unique perspective, our backgrounds and abilities in the financial services world to develop a powerful generative AI model and tool that is specific to our industry. And we're seeing clients use this tool not only to sort of help them analyze, digest data, but we're also using it internally. I think the power behind generative AI and the real disruption that we're going to see in the next few years is, really around the growth of people's ability to do their jobs, to scale themselves. My team alone, they see the benefits of using this tool to do their job more effectively on a daily basis. And I believe we'll see a similar growth that we saw from the adoption of technology, computers, PCs, the internet in the 90s when it comes to productivity. I think the Brookings Institute saw that in the 90s, this technology led to almost a doubling of the productivity growth in the world. And I think generative AI will play that same role, whether it's for our clients and traders on a daily basis in markets, or for the average person who's really just looking to be better and more efficient at their job.
And finally, even with an uncertain macroeconomic environment and heightened geopolitical tensions, investors who implement sound risk management practices will be well positioned come crypto spring. Why do you think that is?
Markets are always cyclical. There are no risk-free opportunities in the world. Managing risk has to be part of the foundation of what you do for a living in markets. And whether you're looking to avoid certain instances, whether you're evaluating counterparty risk. If you want to be here for the long term, if you want to build a sustainable, long-lasting company that can have the impact that we think tokenization will have on the world, then you have to actively manage risk. You have to actively look at opportunities and weigh them against the potential downside. And we're still a nascent industry, right? We don't have hundreds of years like traditional markets have had in order to, sort of learn as an industry how to best manage these risks. So companies like FalconX, it is really a core principle, a foundational piece of what we've built here, whether it be on the technology side or the culturally, that we manage risk in order to make sure that our clients, our counterparties, can trust us to build that relationship, because we think that this is a long-term game. We think that this is a company that will be here not for years, but potentially for decades and longer. And this is really just the first inning, if you will, and we have a long way to go. We're very excited about that opportunity.
All right, Bob, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you so much.